going on, guys? Matty here from DCLblogger.com. Twitter released some NFTs today, and I thought it was super interesting, so I'm going to cover it in a video on what went down. But the fact that, I guess, big brands, big social apps, the right sort of creators or community or apps where communities are kind of plugged into are experimenting with NFTs actually says a lot to the direction of where this NFT space is going to go. So just gonna go through like what happened, which I think is just super, super cool. So Twitter announced when I was sleeping at 11:24 p.m., literally like 9 hours ago, that they're giving 140 free NFTs for 140 people, besties. So I think the idea was you could reply to the tweet, and you are eligible to maybe get a one of the NFTs. But if you go to Rarible, and I'm pretty surprised that they surprised and kind of impressed that they released on Rarible. I'm actually impressed with, like, I guess, the caliber of projects, companies and brands, personalities dropping NFTs on Rarible. You've had Twitter, you've had Mark Cuban experiment with it, you've had Mayweather brand. Mayweather brand is massive. It's like it's $100 million plus, probably $1 billion plus brand. Drop NFTs on Rarible. I'm actually pretty impressed with what's going on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, these may be ERC 1155s. Don't know how to check. All right, but you can see the owner, so you can kind of see if you click on the Rarible page, it's verified. Yes, it's the real Twitter. No, you cannot have an edit button. But if you look at if you click any of these NFTs, you can kind of see the owners and who got them. It looks like they were randomly given to them. Some people are selling them, some people are not. If I got a Twitter NFT, the first one, I am not selling that. Never will I sell that. But some people got it, so congrats to them. Looks like, again, they got it from a free sort of DM airdrop thing. So again, I'm really impressed with the fact how Twitter is exploring the NFT space. I find it that, you know, Jack's into Bitcoin. He's got a fund that invests in early blockchain startups. He sold his tweet, I think, when was this? This was March 23rd. March, April, May, June. So like 3 months ago, he accepted the bid on his tweet. So there's actually a website called Valuables by Cent, where people can place bids on your tweet, and you can accept them by logging into this platform using your Twitter account and then clicking the accept button. And then you basically authorize that tweet to be sent out and the money goes to you. So it's an interesting thing because it's a bridge between the creator of something historic to someone that wants to collect it. And so Jack ended up selling one of his first tweet, Jack setting up my Twitter on March 22nd, 2006. This tweet sold for $2.9 million, 1,600 Ethereum on March 23rd. So Jack and, I guess, you know, some personalities looking into blockchain tech, crypto, now NFTs. I feel what this does is actually give us an idea of where the industry is going. And I feel like right now, people, companies, brands, projects are experimenting with the space. We had Taco Bell throw in some NFTs to sell. They're experimenting to how their community and the culture is affected positively or negatively with the introduction of the NFTs or a free economy. So I find a lot of that experimentation happening now. And I think as projects come to a place where there's so much experimentation across the board, where people can look at the space and see what's working and what's not, and actually implement a strategy long term that makes sense. And that's when we start to see, I guess, NFT 2.0. I think, you know, that sort of thing will blow up and bring the next wave, where it's like products that make sense, that garner and really provide value to a community. It's not just an NFT, which, again, it's great to have an NFT that represents something historic, an art piece, whatever. But on the long term, like, if there's utility or something that can be done to it, or something that nurtures the demographic for years to come, I think that's the next phase of creator NFT relationships. But yeah, just interested to the fact that Twitter themselves dropped NFTs, 140 of them for free. I like the whole concept of free NFTs as well, because free NFTs can only go up in value, especially if they're from the brands. It also kind of signify an experimentation. Twitter doesn't need to make money off NFTs. It just needs to, I guess, create a strong culture of people that stay in this space and use Twitter as an app. And NFT and crypto people have, like, Twitter is strong in that culture, right? People use Twitter predominantly to discuss NFTs, to sell NFTs, to market their projects, to connect with NFTs and crypto. So yeah, just really surprised, and it's kind of the natural trajectory. I mean, we all kind of knew that NFTs would go on to hit big platforms and all that, but to see it happen is slowly cementing the fact that NFTs are here to stay. It's not really about just the sales; it's more about who's experimenting and who's kind of pushing the space forward and pushing the awareness forward. I don't think there's been any sales of these yet. Um, Not for sale, not for sale, not for sale. I'm not. I don't think there's actually been any sale. If we click on activity, what do we see? 9:25 a.m. And this is recently. It looks like they're still transferring people. People can still get these. I wonder if there's been any sales. I'm not sure if there's actually been any, like, data on how much these are going for. Because the moment, I guess, a floor is established or some sort of sales, if someone makes a sale at 5 ETH, then, we'll probably start buying it around 5 ETH. But I would love to get my hands on this. I think the cheapest listed is like 23 ETH, which is about 50k USD for now. But yeah, just some words on Twitter and how this space will move forward. I think, again, with Rarible, if you look at the Rari token, because of this Rarible, I think it jumped like 50%, 40%. Look at the chart, 24-hour period, pretty much 3:40 a.m. About 7 or 8 hours ago, I started jumping. I think it makes sense that this is due to Twitter and people kind of realizing that Twitter's launched, are selling NFTs on Rarible. Rarible's really surprising. Really impressed by the fact that so many brands are launching on it. As that compounds and more people start to use Rarible, and it kind of becomes like this central NFT market for multiple apps and brands and companies, then I can imagine that the token will go up in value, right? There was a point where it hit 40 USD on 31st March. Yeah, just some thoughts, and I think it's super interesting the way the industry is moving.